So Mark chapter 7 and verse 14. Again Jesus called the crowd and said, "Listen to me, everyone, and understand this. Nothing outside a man can make him unclean by going into him. Rather, it's what comes out of a man that makes him unclean." After he'd left the crowd, he entered his house. His disciples asked him about the parable. "Are you so dull?" he asked. "Don't you see that nothing that enters a man from outside can make him unclean? For it doesn't go into his heart, but into his stomach, and then out of his body." In saying this, Jesus declared all foods clean. He went on, "What comes out of a man is what makes him unclean. For from within, out of men's hearts, come evil thoughts, sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, greed, malice, deceit, lewdness, envy, slander, arrogance and folly. All these evils come from inside and make a man unclean." Our problem is we have something called original sin. It's in our hearts. The latest child to be born inherits original sin. We do things wrong because we are wrong, and all the evil comes from our hearts, our inner being, not the physical heart that pumps, but the depths of our souls. We're born dead to God, alive to sin, moving towards judgment, and the inner heart is revealed by the things that we say and think and do. We're all sinners. All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. There's nothing that we eat, there's no ritual, no washings, there's nothing we do that can make us clean. The law of God, we have to sit under that law, the 10 Commandments, and consider that we are sinners. The law of God is meant to reveal our problem. It diagnoses our hearts. The religious people try to ignore the law, bypass the law, make man-made regulations, what I wear, what I touch, what I eat, what I do, stand up, sit down, wash, do this, wear a tie, wear a shirt, wear a jacket, use this particular version, go to church 3 or 4 times on a Sunday, do good works, and they think that these things will cleanse them. They never will. Nothing can cleanse the heart. The heart is desperately wicked and deceitful above all things. Who can know it? The law of God reveals our need. The example he gave yesterday, honour your father and mother. We cannot do it. It becomes a real burden. We need a new heart. What can wash away my sin? What can give me a new heart? Only God can give me a new heart. Only his Son can take away my sin. Jesus lived for me, he died for me, he rose again. He's my only hope. He's the eternal Son of God. He came into the world to take away sin. Behold the Lamb of God who deals with our heart problem. He takes away the sin of the world. He lived for me, he died for me, he rose again. I need to trust him, and he gives me a new heart. More than that, in the power of the Spirit, he gives me a desire and a new power to start to keep the law of God from my heart. I need a new heart.